the two.
Yeah, remember, only media is pushing this narrative. Think about it. With Kobe and Shaq, who was pushing the narrative that whose team is this? They didn't do that shit with Bird and whoever. They didn't do that shit with Magic.
Because they never
They
had
didn't do that
Kobe
shit with
and Shaq.
Isaiah.
It was
Tom,
Kobe and Shaq.
Isaiah.
They both averaging 30.
They started that shit. They started this star versus star around 95, 96, man. They never did whose team is this between Jordan and Pippen. They never did that. So the two best players from 95 on, right? From the 70s and the 80s, the 95, the two stars played with each other the whole time. Think about it. Karl Malone and John Stockton. The two stars play. Now we're in today's where the media is putting the two stars against each other. Yeah. So we don't get to see the legacy. No. So when you say Kobe and Shaq cheated us, of course they did. The NBA put them against each other. KD and Russ. Oh, whose team is it? You know, Russ's team or KD? Like, they're doing it.
Okay, but they did it to Mike, and they still won 6.
Who did it to Mike?
The media.
What Mike? What did they do, Mike? When did they say? Pippen?
The owner.
That was the owner.
No, the GM, and then you got Pippen, and then all that. It was a lot of drama back then. It was definitely a lot of drama back then.
Bill's on record saying, man, Scotty's just as good as Michael.
Just as good.
Just as
okay, putting that out there is crazy.
No one put that out there. It's like he's like Michael is a hell of a scorer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from Michael on the defensive end, but he's no Scottie Pippen.
On the defensive end,
he's like Scotty. Not only does Scotty defend, but he rebounds and
does everything. Michael
passes and he can score.
No one said Michael. Show me an article where they said Pippen's number 1. Show me an article where they did the Jaylen Brown to Michael Jordan. To Tatum. No, that did not happen until 95, dog. Well, they was not doing that.
I mean, we gotta look it up. We gotta go look at every article.
We got it today.
With the Dream,
two dominant players.
With the Dream,
Shaq and Kobe.
With the Dream and Drexler, they didn't do that.
I mean,
nobody did.
You knew who the best player was.
They did not.
The best player was Akeem.
All Clyde was doing was just glide.
They did not.
All he did was just glide.
You gotta understand. They did not.
Just glide.
They did not do that with the two-star players that like they do now. Whose team is it? Giannis or Dame? They do it as soon as the game starts. It's like they hate the idea of people playing together. They hate that. You got people coming up there like, whose team is it?
The guy who's been there the longest.
Like that shouldn't even be conversation, dog.
When did they start hating that, though?
About 96, 97.
Nah, it's a thing, Brandon.
They started it with Shaq and Penny. They started back then with Shaq and Penny. Mm-hmm. Of course, Shaq and Kobe. They didn't do that to Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Bro, they
don't know why.
They've been doing it throughout the history of the world.
Okay,
it's called territory. Mm-hmm. I'm the king over here. Mm-hmm. You the king over there. I want over there. So I got to come over there to get your kingdom. Now that I'm over there, if I say it's mine and you say okay, it's my shit now. It's my shit. I can come over there and take your shit.
What the fuck are you talking about? We're not talking about drug dealing in the streets.
Yes, we are. I'm talking about kingdoms. I'm talking about territory. I'm talking about all that. It all play the same shit.
Let's try to.
It's my corners.
Let's try
it's my corner. If I want your corner, I can come over to your corner.
That's not the same thing.
Challenge you for your corner.
How's that the same thing? This is me and his corner. Me and my side, my road dog. You and your road dog. You're not breaking us up. You're coming here trying to destroy us. We are a team.
Listen, one of y'all got the plug. The other nigga helping you push.
Yes.
You are the guy. He's the teammate.
Okay.
That's what we've been saying. Mike was the main guy. Kobe was the team. But Kobe and Shaq were both kingpins. There wasn't no lower guy. It was Kobe and Shaq were both 30 a game. They were both dominant.
It was Shaquille O'Neal. It was Shaquille O'Neal as the kingpin. And Kobe was working his way up to be the number 2 option. He was working his way up to be number 2. He was not number 2 when he came in. He was a bench player, made the All-Star game. They had to remove Eddie Jones. They had to move some pieces. And then this is the guy. He is your Robin right now. And then the media started. Then the Robin's like, shit, I'm Batman too. And then that's where once you create the Robin as a Batman, Why wouldn't the Robin think he's Batman anymore?
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. They didn't. Robin realized I'm doing just as much as Batman. It wasn't the media that told him that. It was the fact that I know I'm averaging 30 a game too. I'm carrying us in the playoffs too. I'm the most dominant guard in the NBA. He's the most dominant big man. We both Batman.
Okay, so why didn't that didn't happen with Magic and?
That's what, because they didn't average the same. They didn't average the same.
Who didn't average the same? Who team was that? To this day, no one. You will have two sides fighting. Who team was the Lakers team?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the captain. That was his name. His name was the captain.
Can you tell that to Magic Johnson and his fans?
Hell yeah, Magic will tell you.
We don't know.
It was Caps.
I won Finals MVP as a rookie, and then boom, boom, boom. I got 5 rings.
I feel at some point.
But the media didn't throw that in there for them to break up.
They didn't need to.
No,
we knew
but they
was
threw it
Cap.
out there though. They did throw it out there between Magic and Kareem.
When? What year?
When Magic was coming in, so it's Kareem team. You don't think they was saying, well, it's Magic team now? Like, how do you feel?
They didn't do those narratives back then.
Yes, they did, bro.
man.
Yes, they had to. There's no way in hell you let an 18. I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, this 18-year-old kid come in here, win a ring, get finals. Like, bro, the narrative is changing.
That wasn't basketball then. That's this new shit, man. First of all, the people who's doing.
Somebody got to find some articles.
First of all,
I know they was writing that shit.
First of all, the people that's doing it, they wasn't even in the league.
For sure.
The people who are doing it today wasn't even analysts then. They didn't know nothing about sports.
You can't tell me it wasn't in the Boston papers or the LA papers.
For sure.
Kareem and Magic maybe can't figure it out. Who's number one? Who's this? Come on,
Joe Dubars and Isaiah. Them teams didn't break up like that, man. They was not fighting over.
Because it was one guy.
Because
it was one guy. There wasn't no 3 guys to choose from. It was Isaiah.
The media was not playing that shit. They didn't put them guys against each other, man.
They didn't have a reason to.
Yeah, you couldn't do it against Detroit against Isaiah. It was Isaiah team. That's Detroit is Isaiah. Shout out Joe Dumars, but
there's always a number one. Hey, who was Utah?
It's Karl Malone. 100%.
Every time.
Every time.
Hey, and nobody never. But we knew it was Karl Malone.
He was number 2 all-time scorer for almost
MVP and everything. Yeah.
So he was the number. So we identified who number 1 and number 2 is, right?
Yes.
So why are we having troubles figuring out who the goddamn number 1, number 2 is now?
With who?
Anyone.
We don't.
We don't know. We really don't.
We know
in Boston,
right away.
we don't really know who is the number 1 and number 2. So that does leave question. Huh?
They don't. I don't think they know. I know when I'm watching.
No, I don't think people know who number 1. So that's why it's a question mark. That's why they're gonna keep doing that. Well, you got one that is the face. Right, Tatum, right, but then you got another one that's getting Finals MVP. Eastern Conference. So we don't know.
A good question.
We don't know. We
need y'all to tell us. We can see it, but we need y'all to say it.
Because I know if they had them same rules when KD and Russ was there, we would know.
Same rules
today. Like if you could get Western Conference Finals and all that, we would know. Just because we would.
We would, because they never made it to the finals to even get that.
Yes, they did. OKC did make it to the finals. But what I'm saying is,
that went to KD. That went to KD that year.
We don't know. Russ is.
That year?
We don't know.
That year.
Russ demeanor, we don't know. I mean, James Harden, we don't know. He was 6 men. We don't know.
You need to borrow your body back.
We don't know.
What are you talking about? That year?
Yeah, that year when they went, yeah.
That was KD. All KD. What are you talking about?
I mean, but James was not. I'm just saying, a Western Conference Finals, we don't know who would have got it.
Right. I know.
Because the MVP trophy is because it's set in stone that you can win this award.
Yes.
We don't know now. The MVP is done.
Russ could definitely win.
The MVP is done now. Okay. Yeah, I can get this.
I could definitely go get this.
Just telling you. Ego. Like
facts.
It's the way they play, the demeanor.
Yep.
If I know it's 2 MVPs, well, actually it's 3 MVPs now. You got the regular season MVP, the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, and then the Finals MVP. So depends on where you want to measure yourself at. Hey,
I go get both of these. And all I got to do is play 4 games?
Shit.
Play good for 4 games?
17, 20.